Yeah, that's about it. Fix your hair a little bit there. Maybe I should have worn that.
Hey, good morning. This is the Franklin County Fiscal Court Safety Committee meeting. We'll start out with calling the meeting to order and do a roll call. If Tambra, I don't know, do you have everybody who is with us today, or Leslie?
Yes, it looks like we have Squire
Good
Blackburn.
morning. This is the Franklin County Fiscal Court Safety Committee meeting.
Sorry, I can echo. We have Squire Blackburn, Park Director Charlie Lewis, Jailer Jake Bonner. We have in the conference room Leslie Hibbets from Planning and Zoning, and our Maintenance Director Jeremy Colston.
Okay. We'll start out with the minutes from the last meeting. I believe it was February 25th of 2020. Those were sent out in the email along with the link for the meeting. I assume everybody's received those and had a chance to review those. I know it's been a while back, so it's probably a good refresher. And if we have a motion to approve those minutes. I think Jake Bonner made the motion.
Do we have a second?
There's a second by anyone?
Second. Jeremy.
Okay. All in favor? Say aye. Any opposed? Okay. Move on to old business. Probably be a good recap for the things that we can get a update on. Looks like the last meeting they discussed some security updates with the jail. So Jake Bonner, do you have Jailer Bonner, do you have any updates on that?
I don't remember what the last messages were, but we're almost done with our ESG program. Our outside doors are, I believe, complete this morning. I'll go double check here in a little bit, but they were finishing up yesterday afternoon. So we're almost to the finish line with our project.
Good deal. The last meeting, there was also discussion of security updates for the county clerk's office. Which I don't know that we have anybody here to discuss that item that's on the agenda today.
The security stuff with the clerk's office.
There was requesting T1 plates at the backside of the clerk's area. And I think Andrew was working on some key fob entries.
Yeah, we have had the new security system installed. So we use our badges now instead of the key swabs. And but all that's up and running. We've eliminated all the old, and everybody's current. Certain people have certain access at certain times. That's what the new system allows. The old system, you pretty much had access all the time, but the new system is, some people are allowed only during work hours, some after hours, weekends. So that's all up and running.
Jeremy, do you know anything about the steel plates for the backside of the clerk's area?
No, I think I don't know his brain. Monty Chapel with the sheriff's department was working on that. And I honestly, he was going to get with I believe the vocational school, the welding class, and talk about that, but I don't know where he's gone with that.
I can follow up with that. The welding teacher is one of my best friends.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on that, on the security update for the clerk's office?
Hey, Chief, I was a little confused on our update. On the last, now I remember. Our front doors have a new locking mechanism as well. We had a smaller one put on when we first discussed this and tested it for a few months, and it keeps the lobby secure. So everybody has to be signed in, temperature taken, stuff of that nature. All visitors are checked in. So we now have an upgraded one that is going to remain there. So now I apologize for the confusion. I was thinking doors outside too.
Well, I apologize. I probably should have stated at the beginning. Normally, I believe Emergency Management Director Tommy Russell chairs this meeting. The fire chief serves as the co-chair in his absence, which he is not able to be present today, along with some other members. So
All
we're
good.
still trying to get this meeting under our belt, but we will have some limited areas that we can discuss due to some absences for the meeting today. Squire Blackburn, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Jailer Bond, I believe on old business, it said something about a jail needs fencing and a new gate with razor wire.
Yes, it does.
So is that an ask that needs to go to before fiscal court, or?
I'm looking at it this year in our budget. We're just now starting to think about and work on our budget for June and July. We tried a grant last year and got turned down. So we're looking at the cost of it. I think we can do it in our maintenance budget this year, since we're going to save some money because of our new equipment.
That would
And
be
all we
great.
pay for is parts. We have free labor up here.
That would be awesome. And I think the grant cycle opens up every year, what, January, February?
Yeah, we'll try it again. I mean, I'm all about grant money, but if not, I think we can do it in a line item.
Great.
That safety grant, if you're speaking of the Keiko safety grant, it's already open and closed. And we have applied for defibrillators for some different facilities, because it's not a huge grant.
And defibrillators are quite
Is that the
expensive. I
Homeland
just bought
Security?
two.
Is that the Homeland Security grant? Canberra?
It's the
Okay.
Keiko safety grant.
Okay. So we'll have another one we can apply for here in a month or so. Apply for all of them.
Absolutely. Ann is awesome about doing that.
Yeah, that's grant money's the way to go.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Next item on the agenda is the Keiko free video training update. I believe at the last meeting that was discussed. Deputy Judge Harrod, I don't know if you have any information on that.
Very limited. Betty Jo is not able to be here this morning. She had an unexpected emergency. So what she has done with the Keiko offers free video trainings, and she has instituted one, and I believe she had probably 99% participation rate. There was a couple that had not completed the video training, but she was going to continue on with that. And it's very easy to do. You can log in, have your own account, and it tracks your time spent on there, and gets the necessary training for different departments. And they have hundreds of topics to choose from.
Any other questions on that?
Yeah,
Keiko thing?
I saw that there was three, like Tambra said, hundreds of different topics. I think it's a wonderful resource. And, well, I know Betty Jo's not here this morning, but I was wondering if you all had identified the top three topics for videos that you would suggest to all the departments.
If so, she would have that information. I'm not sure if she's polled the different departments or if they've made those requests.
Okay.
I see that Squire Booth has joined us. Leslie, do you have that on the record?
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item is flood signage for the fire department. From what I recall around, apologize. From what I recall from looking over the last minutes, this was occurring around the time we were having some significant flooding in Franklin County. The fire department did work to put out flood signs along with the road department. We try to coordinate. If it's after hours for the road department, we try to help out and make sure that we can evaluate the water status and put out those road signs. So that was taken care of during that time by the fire department as well. I don't recall a lot of the specifics exactly which flood that was. Seems like there was a few of them at the time, but as I said, the fire department did take care of the flood signage. Stephen, do you have Squire Blackburn?
Yeah, I had a question for you. It said the flood signs are put out by the fire department. I know the road department does it too. I guess it's a matter of whoever's able and to do it most quickly, which I think is the way to go. And also, I know Tommy Russell's put some up in the past before. But what I was noticing was the dispatch needs to be notified, no matter who does it, to make sure that it's documented. Is that something we need to make sure we do is notify dispatch when anybody puts a sign up, just to make sure that it's documented and we know we've done it?
Yes, that's the goal, because ensuring dispatch is aware of road closures or flooding will allow them to notify other agencies if they have to dispatch someone out to a response within the community. So that's something that I know the fire department does on a regular basis. Usually we'll announce it over the radio that if there's a road closure. And I'm sure Stephen can speak on the road department's behalf.
Yeah, we do the same thing. Whenever we close a road, we call dispatch, let them know.
And y'all do a great job. Everybody does a great job on that. I know I've had some roads in our district be temporarily flooded, and I'll get a phone call and then they'll call me back within 2 minutes and say there's a sign up already. So a lot of times you guys are putting them up as quick as the people that live there notice it, and it's do a great job.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion for old business that anyone would like? Seeing none, we'll move on to the new business. First item on the agenda is the personnel accident reports, usually handled by HR Director Betty Jo. I don't believe she's here today, so if it's your recommendation, Deputy Judge Harry, we'll move on to the next item.
Yes, I don't have access to those files, so we'll need to put those on the next meeting agenda. And
Okay.
so I have the next item on the agenda is the accident report. And I'll just briefly go through here and tell you the department and the date. If that department's on here and would like to add more information, speak up. The first one I have is the coroner's office in August 20th, 2020, the 2017 Chevy Suburban was stolen in Louisville. And I don't believe we have anyone on here from there. It was eventually recovered, and most of the items in it were taken, so the coroner had to replace quite a bit of equipment. Insurance took care of it. The fire department, we have 3 accidents, April, July, and August. The first one, Station 10, bay door closed on a vehicle. There was no damage, but the door possibly needed a panel to be changed out, and we did not file that with the insurance since there was really no damage. In July, Engine 9 was responding to a medical run at the Lantern, and mirrors were struck with a Central Kentucky hauling truck, and there was no damage to Engine 9, and so a report was not filed on that one. In August, we did not file an insurance claim on this one either. A door was closed on the tailboard of Engine 9. So none of those were turned over to the insurance company. The jail had a pipe to burst and flooded one of the dorms, which I believe we did not have inmates in that area at the time. However, I believe there was quite a bit of water damage, and Jake can speak on that if you'd like.
Yeah, when it got real cold a couple weeks ago, while making a round, my officer noticed lots of water coming out of the dorm. Well, it was our sprinkler system burst, and we had about 4 inches of water in the dorm, and it was a mess. But made phone calls to the court, and Ham and Keiko was here immediately, and Serve Pro has done a great job of getting it back to better than it was. So I'm not sure if they're working today, but they were hanging drywall and painting just the other day. So they've made quick work of it. Nobody was injured. It was just, and nobody was being housed there at the time. So it was just a sprinkler malfunction that has been repaired.
Our next one is our messenger vehicle sideswiped another vehicle. It's very minimal damage. Claim was not filed on that one either. The park, we had a intoxicated driver, not a park employee. An intoxicated driver went through a park fence. And then in November, there was a juvenile who cut his leg on a golf cart. I don't know if Charlie's on here. Do you want to speak to any of those, Charlie?
Yeah, we talked to the child that cut his leg. We spoke with his father, and he's doing fine. He healed up fine, but he just wanted us to be aware that one of the rivets that holds the binding on the seat, the cover of the seat had come loose and was sticking out, so it scraped his leg. But he recovered fine. And then, of course, the fence, that was just one of those random deals where somebody had too much fun and ran off the road. So we got all that repaired.
Okay. Our next several accidents are from the road department. We, in April, had a mower tractor and a car collide on Camp Pleasant Road. March, a 2016 Ford F-250 truck was hit in the rear while turning into the compost pad. In August, 2 vehicles, one of the road department vehicles and a resident vehicle, clipped mirrors on Hart Pike. There were injuries to the other vehicle. One of the passengers in the other vehicle, the glass did cut her arm. Then in September, John Deere backhoe was parked due to a flat tire, and while they were waiting to get the tire repaired, a tree fell on it. It's a very unfortunate accident there. What are the odds? And then in October, a Ford F-250 clipped mirrors on Harvey Land Road. That's all I have for the road department. Stephen, if you'd like to speak on those.
Yeah, it was unfortunate about the John Deere backhoe, but the tree fell on it and did a lot of damage to the backhoe. And we're still in the process of getting the parts in for it. And like you said, out on the ball knob, they clip mirrors, roads are narrow, just unfortunate accident. And I can't really remember about the other ones. I know the one on Billy Joe, he got rear-ended on 127, turned into a compost pile. And everybody knows it totaled the truck, and we had to get a new truck.
But Billy Joe was okay, right?
Yeah, it hurt his back.
We let's not use names.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, sorry. Just due to HIPAA, we need to be really cautious on those. Is that all on the road? Okay. The last accidents that or reports that I have here are from the sheriff's department. In June, a Tahoe, 2020 Tahoe right rear bumper was hit while an early warning buffer for a traffic stop. In July, a windshield was cracked. And also in July 2020 Chevy Silverado, the deputy was hit from behind and his truck flipped. August 28th, a gun was reported stolen from a vehicle. October, Crown Vic deputy backed into a jail employee car at the jail. In March 2020 Silverado, a deputy was rear-ended. July 27th, 2021, a deputy used a flashlight to knock on a door to serve a warrant and damaged the door. So a claim was filed on that. June 2016, Dodge Charger truck and trailer pulled out in front of a deputy. In September of the 2019 Ford Explorer, a deputy in another car collided at a Kroger turn-in entrance. In September 29th, the 2020 Chevy Tahoe, a deputy ran into a stop truck and a trailer. I don't believe we have anyone on here from the sheriff's office to speak on these, but Jake, if you want to speak on the accident at the jail, you're welcome to.
I think it was very minor. I believe it was an employee of mine's vehicle that got backed into. It's about all I remember, but it was very, very minor.
That's all I have for accident claims.
I'll go back and speak on the fire department side. The accidents that we had, the one with the Central Kentucky hauling, that was just two big trucks. Our engine was responding to an emergency call. Two big trucks on a small road right at the break of day early in the morning. And they just accidentally bumped their mirrors. Of course, no injuries there. The remotes or the garage doors on the trucks, those have both been corrected. One was an issue with truck had been moved around to a different position in the bay and pulled out and hit the button. It just happened to be that at a time another truck was pulling out of another door, which caused that accident. But both of those have been corrected through ensuring trucks are in their proper place and training for employees.
Cheaper, are there any sensors on those doors that won't allow them to shut if there's something obstructing it?
There are sensors. It just, the timing couldn't have been worse. It just happened to be that the truck was out in between the tires, and that's where the sensors were.
Those trucks are
So the
tall.
sensor didn't pick it up before the door got, with these trucks being so tall and so close to the clearance level, the door got down before the next tire got to that sensor.
I understand. That makes sense.
So there are no further questions on accident reports. We can move to any other business that anyone would like to discuss.
Tamber, do we have a list of how many workers' comp claims we've had in the since our last meeting?
I don't. Betty Jo has that information.
Okay.
But if anybody on here has a workers' comp claim in their department, you're welcome to speak on it. Just please don't use anyone's name. I think typically they're at the jail with the inmates and the correctional officers.
I know we've got one right now. In the past, I'm not sure how many, but I've got one off right now that was in an altercation, was headbutted. She should be, I'm sorry, the deputy should be back after first year.
Squire Booth.
Oh, I don't have a question. I just had my hand up. Excuse me. I did want to say, when we were talking about floods and flood signs, when I first got elected, there was a major flood in my district. I mean, major, on South Benson Road. And I remember all of the departments that I'm now familiar with and wasn't at the time were there doing their job. I was so impressed. Just wanted to say that.
Thank you. I think all of our departments do a wonderful job. Thank you for that.
On the workers' comp, the fire department has had a couple. We do have one who is currently off on workers' comp right now due to an injury that required surgery. Another employee was off for a short period of time. They were responding to emergency call on a small narrow road when they stepped out of the truck. They maintained their 3 points contract. They're just contact with the truck, but their foot just happened to land right on the edge of the pavement. It was a somewhat significant, serious call for medical assistance, and they rolled their foot and ended up injuring their foot, but they have been cleared and returned to work since then. Any other questions, comments? If not, we can look at setting our next meeting date. I know we're missing some people on this meeting, but if we wanted to try to set a preliminary date for our next meeting to take place.
So if we moved it out, we were meeting quarterly on the first Wednesday. We could look at March 2nd. If you all want to continue with our next meeting to be quarterly. That's what we have been doing. I think we're required to meet once per year.
That's fine with me, Tamber.
Okay. March 2nd.
Okay.
Okay.
What time of the day do you usually meet?
These are at 9 a.m.
And if no one else has any other business to discuss, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I'll
Second.
Motion by Squire Blackburn, second by Jailer Bonner. And thank you all for attending. We are adjourned.
Hey, guys, Merry Christmas.
Yes,
Merry
thank you
Christmas.
all.
Merry Christmas.
Have a safe